Tonight, plus.
Right now, women represent less than a third of all elected offices.
But that could change. The group aiming to put women in office. And we have breaking news from Redskins camp tonight, the big trade and what it means for Kirk Cousins coming up next.
Now, ABC 7 News at 11 on your side.
The people dreamed this country. The people built this country. And it's the people who are making America great again.
And there, President Trump calling back his campaign slogan for his first State of the Union. The president addressing the American people, his cabinet, invited guests, and a joint but increasingly divided Congress. His speech and lawmakers' reaction to it, another example of the growing tensions on Capitol Hill. Among the president's main points tonight, new tax cuts passed by Congress. Republicans fight for health care reform, American trade deals, and of course the economy, the battle against the country's opioid epidemic, and his fight for immigration reform. At some points, his words were met with some booing. Our chief political correspondent, Scott Thuman, was tracking all of it for us tonight. He's live there at the Capitol. All right, Scott, give us a closer look to tonight.
Yeah, Allison, a contentious Capitol Hill, as we predicted it might be. But the president came here to some degree with olive branch in hand because he said he wanted to find common ground, reach across the aisle, find a liberty where all sides could get together and pass some meaningful legislation. He did make some headlines tonight talking about, for example, his order to Secretary Mattis of Defense to keep Guantanamo Bay open, a prison for detainees. Also saying it's not just $1 trillion plan for infrastructure, it's a $1.5 trillion plan. So there was some news here tonight. However, those attempts to reach across the aisle may be difficult. A lot of Democrats sitting on their hands tonight, very unhappy with what they were hearing. The president was kind of spiking the football about getting rid of the individual mandate, about passing tax reform. These are issues that Democrats say they felt left out of the process. So when the president spoke about unity, they say, we're open to the idea. We just don't know that we can believe it until we see it. The devil is in the details. Republicans think it was a stellar night. Democrats less enthused, as you might imagine. A long speech tonight, almost reaching that record of one of Bill Clinton's addresses here in the House, but a lot to sort through, and we'll be doing so obviously for the next few days and weeks as folks here in Congress wonder if the president's words will amount to true action. Allison.
Live there on the Hill for us tonight. Thank you very much. Meanwhile, it was Congressman Joe Kennedy III who delivered the Democratic response to tonight's State of the Union. Kennedy is the grandson of Bobby Kennedy, and he used his rebuttal to paint a picture of the Trump administration as dangerous to the country's future.
This administration isn't just targeting the laws that protect us. They're targeting the very idea that we are all worthy of protection. For them, dignity isn't something you're born with, but something you measure.
Kennedy says many Americans have spent the past year anxious, angry, and afraid, but he adds bullies can't stop a united America. So the president's focus on the nation's economic successes and recent reforms was popular among his supporters. Democrats we spoke with, though, were not as impressed with the president's positions on immigration, for example.
We have some real challenges confronting us. He mentioned some of them and really gave us no solutions. Mentioned problems. I was disappointed with his, again, demagoguing, in my opinion, on immigration.
We've had some tough days, and we're coming back, and a big part of that coming back is tax reform and removing some of the regulatory overhang we've had in our economy for a long period of time. It's having a huge impact on business growth in my district.
He talked about Iran, he talked about North Korea, but you're saying there had to be something on Russia.
Had to be. The absence of talking about Russia is a clear signal to Mr. Putin, continue your activities. So I was disappointed, but I'm going to be judged not by his speech tonight, but by his actions.
And a reminder for you now, you can find complete coverage of tonight's State of the Union, including the speech in its entirety, all on our ABC 7 News app. It is free in the Apple app and Google Play Store. And you know, just moments before walking into that chamber, the president signed an executive order to keep Guantanamo Bay prison open. This rescinds a prior order issued by President Obama, who made closing the military detention center one of his highest priorities as president.
Well, good evening, everybody. Switching gears a little bit tonight, we are tracking some clouds working through. That's about it. Temperature-wise, it is a cold night. That was our story today. If you were outside, of course, you already know that. 24 is the current temperature in D.C. We're already down to 19 in Gaithersburg, 21 in Manassas. These are not the wind chill temperatures. These are the actual air temperatures. And so as you go on out tomorrow morning, it is going to be a cold start with temperatures in the teens and low 20s. We're going to be dry with some sunshine all the way out. 33 degrees, though. That's it at 11 o'clock. Another cool day. We'll talk about that. Plus, of course, you got the big, bright, full moon out there and our next weather maker. We'll see you in just a few minutes.
Hey, Bill, well, we have some breaking news for you tonight, and this is coming to us from Redskins camp because the Chiefs have an agreement now to trade quarterback Alex Smith to Washington. So Aaron is here now. This is definitely breaking news. We have a lot of questions about what's going on. This is a big deal.
Yeah, and it's sort of a fluid situation. I think we thought something like this could happen. Certainly, I was surprised to see it happen tonight. So Alex Smith to Washington, and the trade means Kirk Cousins will become a free agent and a very rich man.
Yeah.
He could make like $30 million. So where does Cousins land? So many teams need a quarterback. As for Smith, he has 1 year left on his deal, and he's apparently reportedly getting a 4-year extension, which means he's going to be tied to the Redskins for 5 years. That's a long-term deal that Kirk Cousins could never get. They could never reach that long-term deal. Now, there is no word on the compensation, and the details of the trade are still being ironed out. But this is very interesting, and none of it will be made official until the new league year, which begins at 3 p.m. on March 14th. So it's reportedly going to proceed. And what we do know is that at last report, last check on Twitter, as I said, details of this are coming out, that the Chiefs will get a 3rd-round pick and an unidentified player in return.
So you think this came as a big surprise to everyone?